Buttercup. Hi guys, my name's Up Buttercup, and we'll be battling through the Negaverse today. Right now I'm messing around with isoparms and control vertexes, just like I was controlling vert in Texas, which in context is pretty bad. But we're not. We're not just any kind of bad. We're the best kind of bad. We're back. We're ready. We're focusing on these little pink dots called control vertexes. I prefer this for character modeling purposes. You can see that I have this kind of side up, and an example of what these substructures might be. And this side is down. I was modeling against this arm over here, and this is more of similar to the poly modeling approach, where I have the inside of the arm to be concerned with. Let me pause my dude here. It would appear we do have our network connection back. Let's see. You know what they say, if it's not Twitch, it's me. Yes? You. Give me the, formuloli. Give me the, I don't know, give me the something. Give me something. Anything. Where is my front view? This guy right here. Surface modeling, or curve modeling, or NURBS, are quite different from your run-of-the-mill operation. I'm gonna rotate this guy toward me, negative 90 degrees. I think is what I want. Is that the correct facing angle? Who knows? I can flip it later, I assume. We'll just do in the middle-ish of our not perfectly aligned base. I get the sinking suspicion that that's facing the wrong way. Let's find out. Yep. And what I want to do here, maybe, we get about the right width, and we start adding subdivisions to our plane. So there are patches in the U and V direction, and we're using a form of math to create these shapes. Hopefully this works. I can't even confirm that our stream is running because I can't see it. Where is my face? I just make weird noises. Our network might be down again. We are experiencing technical difficulties because there is a electric storm that is ravaging the nation. That storm of electricity is disbelief. Can you feel it in the common consciousness? Lord knows I can. Out of seconds. I guess maybe 3 subdivisions per axis. Seems pretty good. It might be a bit much. Remember, we can keep adding points. We can keep modifying these things. But I do like, because I have this very organic, very flowing shape to work with, I do like being able to bend polygons, right? And you'd say, those aren't polygons, guy, those are curves. You just spent like 5 seconds describing to me why those are not polygons. And you would kind of be right. Except maybe to say, we can not have really infinite detail, but we can definitely get a lot more gentle expression, a lot more patient. I think about the wonders of the world, all that I've seen in this 3D package. Some sort of 3D Bezier waiting for my immediate response to find the lines of this robot bust. And I just want to make all of the parts with curves. I want to go there. On the stream, you'll see me do all of my homework from college again. Oh no. Only with my soul. Hey, what's the difference? Well, I wasn't using it anyway. Ain't that something? So I'm just gonna kind of ramble on. Yeah. What? Oh yeah. I just gotta kind of go with the flow and rotate it out later. I need you to be there for me when you're just rolling and rocking and being a robot bus plates. Do your thing. But don't forget who you were when you went to the way that the place could go. Thinking about the curves that we put into the system to make it turn into the shape that I was before I was a shape at all. I was simply a turn up. It's the only way I know how to make up words. It's just bad lyrical, you know, maneuvering. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I don't even really think that's necessary. I think that there are a lot of people who stream and just, maybe they respond to chat and read it, and people kind of observe that. I've seen it. I have seen it. Oh, have I seen it? Let's look at our hull. Hull is like a weird representation. Can I make the hull always visible? Um, display nerves, holes. Always show me the hull, even if I'm not working with it, so I can check the symmetry of this object. That way I know I'm relatively close to what I'm looking for. That helps a lot actually. It's similar in what? Oh no, I was added to a thing, a Trello for an album that I should also be mixing. You know that feeling when you're working on a thing and you should be working on another thing and you should be working on the thing that you're working on to begin with, so you don't really pay much mind. Pay it no mind. What you see is merely an illusion. Crafted by devils. Devils. Devils and demon technologies. Yeah. Do 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 do. Who is that dude? Alright. That's pretty reasonable for a start. Oh, that sounds like someone I know. But let's make sure that these poor excuses for geometry flow in the appropriate direction. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, he's in thing. Just model it off kilter. Is that like a kilt wearing human with no pants? An off kilter? He knows, hey, yeah, you act nicely, yeah, ho, hey. Anyway, what's I listening to? You don't know what to do. Ah, it's a power surge. A cat? That's pretty cool. You know, cats really like bird skulls. Um, Generally like to play with animals until they kind of, until they tire out, and then kill them actually pretty gracefully. Very, 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 very prideful. Yeah. Alright, let's see. I love how it doesn't even scale either. Oh god. Oh, I might as well be modeling this from memory. Oh boy. I mean, I wouldn't mind. It's 3 o'clock. Alright, thank you everyone. That's cool. What's that noise? And not that I don't think I can pull the inside holes like that and kind of come up with displacements. I think I do. No audio. That's cool. Well, I guess it's not gonna work. That's cool. It's alright. Sure, I'm not listening to it. It's so distorted. I do not like overlapping whole points. Huh? Did I mess this up? I should have probably tried proxying this thing. But, I don't know. Let's play with it. Somebody suggested that the stream be on while I eat rice. I'll have one thing to say to that. Rice is delicious. In most forms. I'm gonna need more hull points, it looks like. Hi chat, if you're with me now, that's great. Thanks. Whoa, everything's red. So this is the information I have from both of these points. I've already tried to correct the perspective of one. I'm gonna struggle with the other ones. We're almost there. It's like doesn't seem wide enough. Maybe. Like I've been having a lot of weird perspective problems with this method. Yeah. I'm just attracted to the plates, like I really want to make them pretty reasonable. You just put two next to each other and call it a day. I heard about that. If you've been punished for your virtues, please raise a hand. Oh, we're totally live. Welcome back, chat. How you been? Does that mean our stream's working again? That's good. We're talking about boobs and Canadians. that's all that's it. That's all I got. Thank you. See you next week, and take care. Oh, something's here. It's coming. Somebody just showed up here with a walker. Huh? I don't know. I definitely don't. I know what you mean. Show me your eyes of palms, just then you're gonna insert them. Cause that's what you do when you do that stuff. Eyes of palms get projected into a hole of points. A hole is kinda like an edge if I can manage to select it. There we go. And this is where we will begin to cleave our cleavage together. If I would move it. This happens from time to time, and I'm not exactly sure why that this thing gets locked. Just delete the next one. Delete the last one. Delete the next to last one. And that's alright with you, and that's alright with everyone else. Go back to the holes. Not to be confused with Matt. Hole. On Batical. How many of these things did I duplicate? Gosh. Double duplication. That's actually pretty close to the shell that I was looking for anyway. Thanks for playing. Hey chat, what's up? Oh, we're talking about 3D. Maya and Max are both Autodesk now. Pretty sure it's available for Maya as well. There are trial versions, I believe. I think Max might have a free version. There are highly discounted versions of a lot of these tools for students. Of course, non-commercial licenses are relatively rampant, but I think it's also kind of difficult for them to track whether they have the boobs or not for the job is the question. Alright, that's pretty reasonable. Can I get the outside hole here and kind of maybe work this edge a bit? There's not a lot of width. You know, that feeling. The face when your boobs are not as wide as your brain. Fortunately, I've got where it, I've got it where it counts. And the boob amounts. Let's displace this even more. And maybe separate these holes out a bit. We'll probably do the trick. What is this? Oh yeah, you can post links in our chat. I haven't come into very many cases of chat abuse, so I haven't thought of any reason to really take that privilege from anybody. So yeah, go right on. Go right on ahead. Hey, mind if I listen to this video in a chat? Huh? You guys are more than the child of your parents. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on with this now. I need more parts and detail. And where's my reference at? Okay. You're gonna... You got another thing coming. So I kind of have to match both references in order to kind of approximate what the concept is about. Like, these boobs are too wide. Okay. In doing so, I'm kind of, again, kind of going off of the model, but getting a little bit back from, like, there has to be a bit more undersides to this plate, you know? But approaching what looks kind of like boobs, that's good. Breast plating. I need more isoparms, bro. So we're gonna make the edges. So that means like stepping up from here, getting a little bit more detailed there, and inserting curves, isoparm. Wait a minute, surfaces? Or, wait. Oh, it's right there. I have a button for it too. I'm just a moron. I put the button there myself. So these really close isoparms are pretty useful because I can get some of that kind of machined edging, and it's that effect that I'm looking for, and kind of why I picked this model or this method over others, because I can get a clean mesh that curves around just like that without really battling for hearts and minds. Let's see. This is never gonna line up, basically. You pretty much have to pick one. And so we need more space kind of off of the back end, but the underside, I think I can work with. I think we're headed the right direction. Talking about Harry Potter on today's stream. Sorry we went down for a minute there. If you're listening to me now, then you're probably aware that our stream had some sort of lightning strike our domain name server or something like that. Can't say I know for sure. But the cool thing is I don't pretend to. So I have two holes on the opposite sides here, just dealing with kind of the same asymmetric problem. I want those corners. I want them corners. Actually, let's take a pause here. What happens? You get petrified. Damn. Every time I add that, though, it just appears more narrow. But it's also a breastplate. I need like a 3/4 view of this character. I need something that gives me a sense of depth, because I'm gonna constantly be battling back and forth with, okay, well, do we have, you know, what are you doing? Oh, do I have this type of information? I need these control vertexes. Let's go back real quick. Who? There's like a muscle here that doesn't exist. Oh, actually, that might be passable. Let's go back for a sec. Let's start making the back plate for a second. There's like a part here. I didn't know snakes had a smell. That's pretty interesting. That makes sense though. They are kind of greasy looking. NuRen, do it. Just model a thing. If you make a couple of really high quality scenes, feel free to share them, and we can definitely comment on these things. And hopefully give positive or constructive, at the very least, feedback. I mean, that's probably more valuable than anything. Dragons need virgins, yo. Think about it. Alright, now stop thinking about it. What? I agree. Look at me now. That's pretty dark. Are you useful? That's a weird way to look at relationships, but totally realistic. Sure. What is this? something wider makes more sense to me. But pardon? Yeah, that needs to turn. Yeah. I feel you. Oh god, I could use a little more sandwiches. Because my brain is not working. Let's turn in. There he is. Sure it is. Alright. Time is not free. You are not going to find free time, NuRen. You must make time. And you might say that time is difficult to make, but not impossible. But you must make the damn time. I don't want to do that yet. I want to just stop focusing on this and work on that. Do I have a back view? This is not. Yeah. This guy's driving me nuts. But it looks like 2 plates. Like these aren't connected. So I can focus on this back one and kind of see how they match up. That's going to be more or less the same process. So let's do it. Yes, we are. Let's try what we were talking about a second ago. No, it's worth a shot. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I agree, I agree. Environments are tons of work. Characters are tons of work. Anything can be a ton of work. And hopefully, you know, if you're lucky, it is a ton of work. Because the chances of you learning a lot from that experience are pretty high. I'm definitely out of practice when it comes to even modeling, which for anyone in the audience who is experienced in modeling can probably tell. But I think also kind of revisiting something, following your interests, and coming back to it, you'll learn a lot about yourself. You kind of, you know, get the opportunity to forget old habits. Like, this seems kind of like a weird thing to do. And I kind of like imagining the apex of this curve, because now I know that the same tool that I use, this guy, the insert edge loop tool, doesn't just make some edge. That's some stupid stuff, right? No, I can actually give it depth at the same time. And it'll average between these two depths, which is super great. There's a lot of that work kind of done. The thing is off center, but we're keeping it low poly so we can fix it and such and such. What the? Not you. The you behind you. Cool. Anyway. Proceed. Nope. Da 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 da. Is that the Slayer? What are you? My hands are starting to hurt. Maybe it's time to stop modeling. Hey. Do not work yourself into submission. Yes, we do. Okay. I want that to go the other way, though. It's adequate. Or do I? Let's take a couple steps back here. What's a marathon? That's just true. Whoa. Obey me. This is what this game would look like on the PlayStation 1. Alright. 8 triangles. We're gonna mirror it. We are going to mirror it this time. But I definitely want to use both references because they're not both accurate. But now that I have like some volume to it, I can do that edge like addition again to get a lot of this curve back. Oh man. To get a lot of my groove back, that might not work. I don't know. How do we look like in 3D? Not bad. What might we look like smoothed out? Now we're talking. Alright, I guess. Let's try them out. Let me dupe it. And stitch it. Let's do it. Old country way. Negatives. -1. Combine. Whoa, what are you? Yep. I'm pressing caps lock. Guys, don't get the caps lock, man. This thing kills you in Maya and most 3D programs because there's so many functions. Why am I pressing D? Explain yourself. I don't even know what that does. I'm trying to focus, which that works, and then press G. I guess I'm just disoriented. That seems like a pretty good process, right? I mean, it really looks like this, but it can look like that if we put some smoothing on. It's an interesting approach. I don't hate it. There's obviously going to be issues with it. If I bring up my curves again, I mean, just like with every other problem I've had with this mesh so far, scale is an issue because I have two different scales that don't really apply to each other. Where's my other polygon information? This guy. Oh, this is on render but not select, I guess. What's this? Oh. Ah. Anyway, this is not the most ergonomic environment. That's important, but I have to be here to show you guys how cool this thing is. And let me tell you, it is pretty cool. I kind of want to do like a wedge type of just, I can't even remember what it's called. I want to try modeling in this way. Something I've never really done before. Because it's still poly information, but it's like a subdivision, it's a proxy. It's kind of weird. It feels kind of nice. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. If you look at the smooth display, it actually is increasing the number of triangles, right? Which is pretty neat. But in this view, you can kind of see both the mesh underneath it and this kind of smooth, or the smooth projection on the underside. So this is the underside, the overside, and everything in between. Sub Ds are pretty good. Yeah, I feel you. I like it. I'm trying to figure out whether I like sub D or curves better. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna have issues either way. But that's kind of part of the experience. I have a model character in A Dog's Age, so yeah. We've got robot boobs. Thank you. They're not super great. Like, I mean, you know, there's like, the weird thing about it is the breastplate feature is like, I do want it to look more like regular boobs. Just like more natural, kind of shapely, but it also is kind of part armor. So some of the stuff that, like, you know, it seems wide or it seems narrow, it's like, but it also is connected to kind of a back plate. And but I really like about nerves the being able to get edges like that in areas that I know I'm going to be filling with another, probably a polymesh, or, you know, I mean, it's all eventually going to be boiled down to triangles. It's all going to become polys anyway. It's kind of just the means of getting there. That's definitely, like, high poly models are created for making normals and AOs, and so all of that. I mean, it definitely will smooth out ambient occlusion rendering to have a subdivision surface. But remember, we're still working with the same information. It's just a different approximation of this. Exactly, it is approximation. It is a proxy of this cage. I don't want to load up on deformers to kind of help me get through all of this stuff either, but I don't know what all of my real problems are. I have to kind of imagine how these things intersect. Like here. You just appear flat. But it's a bulb that kind of has a shell that fits on the back of this thing that maybe will be accentuated with AO, but there are quite a few things. Quite a few things to do. Quite a few things I'm messing around with over here as well with this surface is like, well, how do I get kind of this buckle and that, you know. Oh no. That's true, but I want the parts to be there. I want it to work, you know. This is true. Then don't dance. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I expect so. Like this should probably be rotated and kind of scaled a bit back into place. You know, we'll tinker with it. We have that kind of time. We have that kind of, we have the power. Yeah. Kinda, sort of. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm just messing around. Like, that looks okay, you know? Sure. Why not? But, like, do I want these things to intersect or be, you know, do I want to subtract the two? Like, do another Boolean? Right. I mean, I definitely like that capping. Right, it's attached to it, right. So I can actually do, like, duplicate it and do a difference and have those parts separated by the curves of this thing, definitely. And then I would do the same thing, like, it's kind of the tricky thing is do you want to cut that detail out? Where is it? Here? Where's my back view? I'll just make one. Do I want to cut that out with geometry and make the little plates? That's, like, one of the reasons I was kind of obsessed with surfacing. Because I see it as surfaces, so it makes a lot more sense. Maybe the body itself, you know, like we can do a texture and we can map kind of like this, whatever rubber butt texture this is. Yeah. Like, it's kind of I guess that's kind of the trade-off if there is a real big difference between surface modeling and poly modeling is, you trade speed for cleanliness. Poly models can get dirty quickly if you have super high detail. Nerves are pretty flexible detail-wise. You're not gonna be hurting. For cleanliness, so you'll always be able to generate pristine geometry out of it. Let's see. I don't know. Hey. Am I broken? Am I perfect? Am I destined to be perfect or happy? Lyrics of the song are a little bit haunting. I'm curious about who wrote them. Oh yeah. But I'm just making shapes, you guys. Make your shapes, take your time. It's difficult to kind of learn and execute in a very small amount of time under high pressure. But the more you execute, the more experience you'll have, the more you will have executed. And that's gonna keep you from panicking and encourage you to continue. Build things around it, yeah. What does that actually look like? It looks like that, okay. But it does actually give me Sub-D does give me a bit of peace of mind. You do get the best of both worlds in that way, where you're like, oh, but it can look like this. You know, where like if I duplicate this thing, and I know I'm not crazy. Is caps lock on again? If I have this guy and subdivide, this is a proxy. I want to actually do a mesh smooth, right? Like that is basically the fidelity. The difference is really the count. I wonder if sub-D is supported in games. Like you can make a low poly, like seems super high. It seems kind of uncanny because the way that this is rendered, they're using the same number of triangles. It's just being represented differently. Right. So right. Oh, I didn't show you those. Let's talk about that. Sculpting tools. Right. At the time, I'm sure. Let's divide it again. Cool. So you're asking about sculpting. In Polygon's shelf. I have this kind of tool. Sculpting on plane shape 1. I can't really tell. My brush must be the size of Montana. Yeah. Where is yeah. It's still the size of Montana. Well, it's because I'm working in some weird unit measure. I mean, we could just scale it up. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. But that's alright. What is this? A stamp? So it's actually pretty similar to ZBrush in that sense. I might have to turn the strength down. I think that's N. Oh, it's just like a shape. Yeah, that makes sense. Do. Fill, stroke. I guess that's always gonna be smooth, but it's a similar kind of. You've seen this tool before, you know. But I mean, I don't think I'm going to make like a giga. You know, I don't think I'm gonna make a mesh that has millions and millions of points. If I was gonna do that, then I would take it to like Sculptress maybe, or like ZBrush or whatever, and do your mapping in there. Oh wow, that worked. Lobsters, guys, think about it. Yeah, tessellation uses a height map type of look, and what it will do is, instead of generating a bump look, the closer that you get to the object, it will actually subdivide and add more geometry, which is pretty cool. Projection mapping kind of went out the window. I'm sure people still kind of use it, or what is it, parallax mapping? That was popular. I'm sure that it's used in different contexts now, but a lot of that is so, I don't know, I wouldn't say not noticeable, but like there's just a lot, there are a lot of variations on this technology. Whoa, sorry, back boobs. Do 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 do. Interesting. Probably not necessary yet or now. But I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the world. I'm thinking about hiding my tool attributes. So how many other modeling techniques can we put into this single dude? I will put maybe the box back to the test. You know, the head is kind of like a box. Sure. Yeah. Inserts. Oh man, I don't even know about that stuff. Oh god, this kind of stream is pretty relaxing. Once you get into it, once you get over the carpal tunnel, it's not bad. You know. I think that side is a bit more feminine. That's right, there's another one. Did you watch the whole thing? Wow. That's pretty intense. Hello, Dan Rorty. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm not falling asleep, I'm actually waking up. Sorta, kinda. It only takes a few hours. It only takes a minute to fall in love with Mint Potion. My name's Ben. You might notice me in the chat as Angry Crow. Probably other places on the internet. I do a lot of stuff here at Mint Potion. Today I'm doing some stuff for this project called NuRen. You may or may not have heard of it. It's pretty cool. It's got robots. There's techno music, because that's what robots listen to, of course. Also garage metal. Anyway. Let's get like the bottom side of that. Now this is just becoming really a pleasure and a joy to kind of fight through. I'm wearing sunglasses because we're lighting a green screen. And I'm afraid of the sun also. You can tell from my complexion that I used to be a vampire, but I got better. And if you are new to here, if you've stumbled across, please follow. And check out maybe some of our social options. I don't remember. We have a bot. It hangs out here. If you look for commands in the thing, I guess if you're like looking at it over here, I'm tickling the chat, which I think is, you know, I came up with that. Anyways, different methods of modeling for the same purpose is kind of what this exercise has become. I have a head-shaped thing over a couple boob-shaped things next to a back-shaped thing. and you kind of want to work your detail sort of slowly as you go. I can tell you right now that I've had a couple of issues keeping it together with this concept because she was so freaking hot. No, because she is so, here we go, heady. Hella. Why can't I select my image plane? That's why. Warning. Select an object that allows... No, I just want to select objects, buddy. And I want to make this image plane material... There we go. A little bit more transparent. Anyway, we're here to talk about a lot of good conversation going on. Yeah, watch the rest of the VOD. Take care in Europe. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that we are at an inconvenient time. The way this project's going, we're definitely going to have some late nights. Right now I have other things that I'm working on as well, including tweeting before the thing starts. No, no, just kidding. There's a bunch of stuff happening at Mint Potion Studios all the time, and it's always nice to have you around. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you soon. I don't know what we're doing stream-wise, but I think I'll kind of get the basic shape of this head together, and we'll have to kind of touch back on it. What? Boing, 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 boing. In fact. Insert edge loop tool. Just insert it for me. Insert it all the way to the edge. What? Heads are so round. Oh, right. I should consider that. Give me just a sec. Let me kind of get my proxy in place. Proxy, remember that. So there's like this whole face part of the face. I'm telling you where the face part of the face lies. And it's actually in the face. Every way of modeling is valid. We have had a few conversations about that. If you can make clean shapes that look good, games have a couple of technical requirements, but you know, imagery by and large, illustration of ideas, demonstrating graphics is a kind of two-effect art. It's, does it work? Does it look good? Then it's probably right. And that's, you know, really that's the same case for games. In this case, it's VR is the platform, which is going to present itself a whole bunch of other interesting challenges. Like, does it look good is probably in part, does it run at speed? I'm also going to be, of course, arguing over this Canadian dude, but he's cool. I appreciate his lectures. I think he's a pretty smart and well-read kind of character. I highly recommend it. If you are interested, I'm listening to Jordan B. Peterson. Maybe I'll just add notes to that later. But immediately, I'm actually quite impressed with the dimensions of this head. They're not super great. She does kind of look like full gore, as my colleagues might agree. But, you know, as a base, I think we're getting there quickly. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. You might think of it that way. That's not bad, eh? Hey, all right. That was excellent. So we've done like 4 different types of modeling. so far on this character. There will be more. I usually start with a box, and I think I started with a box because your head's kind of the box that your brain's in. Keep your brains warm and safe and get some sleep. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you next time on Power Block.